Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our second Siouxland District Health podcast. My name is Anaisa Dame. I'm a health promotion specialist here with Siouxland District Health Department. And the winning topic for our poll back in January was disability and inclusion. So today we have Angela Drent, who is also a health promotion specialist here with Siouxland District Health Department, joining us. Angela, welcome. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Angela, I've been here at the health department for almost 16 years. Primarily, I do a lot of different things related to physical activity and nutrition initiatives, policy system, and environmental changes within the community.
Okay, great. And then if anyone has any questions, feel free to put them in the comment section, chat, or after the video is posted, you can always put them in the comment box. So Angela, can you tell us a little bit more about the All Abilities Coalition that you're a part of?
Sure. Our All Abilities Coalition really started in 2015. We started working on some inclusive practices at that time. And then that led into for us forming an All Abilities Coalition. Our All Abilities Coalition is made up of a lot of different community partners, and I'm not going to name all of them because there's quite a few, but just kind of give you an idea of who is on that. We've partnered with Simcoe, Sergeant Bluff, and Sioux City Parks and Rec Department. We've got Siouxland Adapted Sports, Miracle League, Camp High Hopes, Connections, some health clubs like Four Seasons and the YMCA. And there are several other organizations in the community that provide services for individuals with disabilities that are part of that coalition.
And how often do you meet?
We meet about every other month here at the health department. And that's typically like on the third Tuesday of every other month.
Third Tuesday of every other month. Okay.
Yep.
If someone wanted to be part of that coalition, would they have to contact you?
Yeah, and there's information on our website that they can take a look at. It'll kind of what I'm going to be describing and talking about today. There's more information and details on there. But if somebody is interested in joining our coalition, all they would have to do is give me a call here at the health department or shoot me an email.
And what are CHI assessments?
So our CHI assessments is a service that we provide free to different businesses and organizations in the community. CHI stands for Community Health Inclusion Index. So it's an on-site assessment that we do. We go into work sites and different community buildings. We take a look at the actual structure of the building and what works well for individuals with different types of disabilities and what maybe does not work very well. We provide recommendations then back to those entities, different things that they can do that would make their programs or services or their facility more inclusive or accessible. I'd say we don't do a full ADA compliance audit. That's not the purpose. But it's just really to provide some ideas and suggestions on way that those entities can improve access for their services and programs. So some of those things that we might recommend that a facility do is maybe adjust the interior door pressure. A lot of times when an individual goes to open a door, this is more technical, but if it's greater than 5 pounds of pressure, that can make it more difficult for an individual, say, who's using a mobility device to get into a room. So it might be just adjusting the tension on the door hinge. Might be looking at lower counter access points, making sure that those are free from boxes and printers and those sorts of things, so that an individual who maybe uses a wheelchair is able to roll up and do the check-in process that way. Other things might be looking at floor transitions, making things sure that things are smooth. Do main buildings or the main entry doors have a push button access? We look at parking outside of the building as well. Is that the most easiest place for
Right.
people to park to access the building. And then other things that people often don't think about, but it's just like maybe placement of hand towels, like the paper towels in the restrooms, or placement of the soap. So for instance, sometimes the soap dispensers in the restrooms are placed on the back mirror. So it's looking at, can we move one to the front counter, off to a side wall, so an individual who is utilizing a wheelchair can more easily access those amenities within the restroom. So we look at a variety of different things. We'll look at signage, we look at promotional materials and marketing materials, and whether or not those are available in alternate formats, or if they're also available online. So for instance, if an individual would need to use a screen reader to be able to read those items, that they would have access to that electronically.
Okay, great. So, I mean, you talked a little bit more about the CHI assessments, about the All Abilities Coalition. That's part of the health department. Are there any stories that you would like to share, any success stories or any projects that you have been working on in regards to disability and inclusion?
Yeah, so our All Abilities Coalition really over the course of the years has really accomplished quite a bit. Mm-hmm. Some of the things that we've done is just most recently we partnered with the Arena, Special Olympics, and the Miracle League to offer an All Abilities division in a basketball tournament that was held here in Sioux City. From what we know, that's kind of the first time that an All Abilities division has been offered, at least within our region. Wow. Which is pretty cool. Yeah, so we're really excited about that. So we had two different divisions. We had a competitive division, and then we also had a beginner division. Mm-hmm. So depending on an individual's ability or comfort level or experience, they could either enter the competitive or the beginner division. We were able to provide some modifications to the game for that beginner division, like lower basketball hoops. Mm-hmm. We had buddies and partners that were able to play the game with those individuals in that beginner division. And then in the more competitive division, we had a couple of Special Olympics teams who play competitive basketball, be able to play in that environment alongside all of the other youth teams that were playing in the community that weekend. So they got to play, you know, three different games that weekend, and there were awards just like we do for any other division within the tournament. So that's been our kind of our latest, most exciting one. And we've done other things like Four Seasons did a commercial where they kind of highlighted some of the features that and modifications that they've made for their members. Our Parks and Rec here in Sioux City, as well in Sergeant Bluff, have added in sidewalk connections or sidewalk segments to some of their park amenities. And then I guess in the fall, we partnered with Siouxland Adapted Sports and did a tri-het sled hockey event out at the IBP Ice Center. So that was part of our All Abilities Day series. We do these All Abilities Day events throughout the course of the year at different parks or physical activity amenities that are offered in our community to really provide opportunities for individuals with disabilities and their families to try some of the opportunities that are available in our community that they maybe don't normally have had the opportunity to try.
And we had to cancel All Abilities this year, correct?
So we had to cancel our All Abilities Day. I believe that was last Monday at Combe Park. So we have held an All Abilities Day at Combe Park every year. We unfortunately, because of the unseasonably warm weather, had to cancel that because it was really warm the day before and everything had iced over. And if you recall last Monday, it was probably a good thing because we had quite the ice storm.
We did.
So it was probably best for all of us to not be out at Combe Park on that night. So
are there any future sports events planned?
We are in the works. We'll be doing some of the typical ones that we've done throughout the year. We'll be doing an event at Riverside Park. We'll be doing some things out at Miracle League. We're looking at doing some new things as well. Those are just kind of in the planning phases.
Okay. Someone wants more information on these future events. Where do they go to?
Yeah, good question. So I would just follow along on our social media. So here on Facebook or on Twitter, on the health department's pages, they can reach out to me here at the health department. And if they've ever been involved in any of our other events, we do have an email distribution list. So any of the All Abilities Day events that do come up, we always email the past participants so that they are aware of what might be coming.
Okay. Anything else you would like to add? Any other information?
You know, if you are a business or have a facility located here within Woodbury County and you are interested in having us do a community health inclusion index and on-site assessment, we do provide those for free. So just reach out to me and we will be happy to set something up. And again, it's we do those assessments free of charge. We just provide you some ideas of things that you might be able to do to improve your practices. And then if you once you get that report, you actually have the ability to choose. So it's not like you have to do anything on that list, or you just pick and choose what is going to be most feasible for you.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, if anyone has any questions or would like to be a part of more disability and inclusion in the community, contact Angela. Her email is up on our website, siouxlanddistricthealth.org, or you can call us directly. Also message us through Facebook if you don't feel comfortable calling us. So that is all that we have for today. Our next podcast will be on our HOPES program and Healthy Homes. That will be on April 5th, again, live through Facebook. So we hope to see you all then again. Any questions, like I said, just message us, contact us directly. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.